Hi, this is an assignment that we're going to do today and maybe a little bit of tomorrow. Here are the content objectives for today's lesson. We're going to analyze texts that are chronologically ordered. That means we're going to take apart, analyze means to look at the parts of texts, and they are chronologically ordered. That means that they are ordered by the way in terms of time. So chrono means time, time ordered. Our language objective is we're going to read a passage and we're going to highlight the time order words in that passage, and then we're going to complete a timeline. So go to Google Classroom and then find this assignment, Literary Analysis, Chronological Order, and then go ahead and open this link. And it will look like this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to read this passage. And what you need to do if you're going to highlight the time order words is you're going to have to double click on this passage. So drag over, double click, and then you'll get this drawing. This looks really small, so if you want to, you can make it bigger by simply resizing it, selecting the text, go to Move More if you don't see the size tool on the toolbar, and then just choose a larger size, like that. Then we're going to read through the text, read the whole text first, and then go back and look for the time words. What are some time words? Time words include things like first, then, after, before, prior to means before, later, just then, not long after, a short time later, it wasn't long before. This one just means a short time after. These two mean the same thing. And then you could also see time order words such as the previous, that means the last, like for example, last week would be the previous week, the year before, or the month before. These are all interchangeable, so you could say the previous week, you could say the previous month, you could say the previous year, and so on. Or you could give specific dates. On May 1st, 2014, in 2015, or again, you could use expressions like later that year, in the following year, or years. These are all expressions that can be used to describe when things happen, and that's the chronological order we're talking about. You can use these later to help you too. So go up here, and we're going to look for those kinds of expressions in this passage. Let's read the first sentence together, and then you're going to do the others on your own. In the early 1800s, women were not allowed to vote. I see a year mentioned here, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight that like this, early 1800s. I don't see a bold option in my toolbar, so I'm going to go to More, find B, click on it, and that's going to bold this for me. I'm going to go ahead and bold the other time order expressions, and when I'm done, I'm going to save and close. Then we're going to go down to the next thing. The next one, B, says reread the passage. Double click on the timeline below to complete it. Here is the timeline, and again, this is hard to see here, so you're going to double click here. Now you can see it a little bit better. This is the same passage that we had before. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take information from here and you're going to complete the timeline. by putting information from here in the timeline. The timeline says what happens first. This happened first. The next big thing that happened, you would put here. The next big thing that happened, you will put here. And the next big thing that happens, you will put here. So for example, and you can copy and paste if you want. If I see that, for example, here, in 1814 in Seneca, blah, 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 New York, so I would take this information, I can Control C to copy it, and then I can just go up to the box, Control V. You'll notice that I can highlight anything here, click on the box, and paste it. Of course, that's not the information that you'll put there, but I'm just showing you how you'll do that. Again, you'll find information here that goes next, a big important event that goes next. Control copy it, click here, and paste it. If it doesn't look like that's going to work too well for you because maybe the information is too long, then you can also type it in by just putting in the year. And I would put in the time first and then what happened during that time. Okay? So you'll find what happened first, put in the year, 18 something. It would have to be after 1848. And then copy and paste what happened in that year. We're going to do that for these three boxes, making sure you get the most important events that they talk about in this passage. When you're finished, you'll go to Save and Close. And then go down to C. This is the last thing we're going to do, and that is we're going to write a time about a time when you helped organize an effort to help someone. When did you help someone or organize an effort to help someone? Well, think about things we did in school to help others. Maybe we did something in school to help others during Christmas time. Maybe we did something in school to help others who need food. You probably remember some of those things. Maybe we even did something here at school to help the school buy equipment. You're going to write about that, and remember that you can always go to this and use some of these time words, and I want you to use time words when you're describing what happened. I would like you to have at least 4 important events that we did to organize an effort to help someone. So, in other words, what we did first, and then the next thing that we did and when we did it, and then the third thing that we did and when we did it, and how that activity ended. So I would like you to write that in a paragraph here. Don't forget to use capitals at the beginning of your sentences and periods at the end of your sentences, and check it carefully before you submit it. When you're done, you're going to go ahead and save it, send it, and that's how you do the assignment. You can look at this video to check how you need to do these parts if you need to during the time that you're doing this activity. Remember, what are we doing? We're analyzing texts that are ordered chronologically. What does that mean? Time ordered. And you're going to read passage to highlight time order words and expressions to complete a timeline of events. You're also going to write about a time, and you're going to use time order to do that. Good luck, and I hope you do your best.